Ghanaians to be consistent in the use of their identities so that we can then identify them as a mission. I know sometimes when there are some of these problems, community leaders are even able to identify them because Ghanaians participate in community activities. But there are also many of us who don't involve ourselves with the community. You know, our culture in Ghana, they say, we help ourselves. You know, so when we are in trouble, others can come and crowdfund. So it's a form of insurance for us in Ghana. Here you have a funeral insurance. The Ghanaian context is when you attend funerals and you relate to others that when you have a funeral, for instance, or you are in trouble, you get people to help. The mission has also started an event known as the High Commissioner's Breakfast Meeting. The first one was held on 18 July, and it's on the theme Ghana's Economic and Financial Outlook, Looking Ahead. So it's a purely business breakfast meeting with distinguished Ghanaians in business in the United Kingdom and some British business people. Here, frank discussions are held under Chatham House rules, through which mission tries to elicit suggestions, which we then transmit back home to government, to assist government in its governance. I know there are a lot of platforms in the United Kingdom where people share ideas as to the best way to govern our country. We are now trying to see how we can collaborate with all these groups so that we can get some feedback, right? So that it will not just merely be making suggestions, not getting anywhere, but suggestions that will go a long way to make a difference. This is just an overview of the work that we've been doing, a bird's eye view. But I wish to assure the media that the Ghana High Commission is very accessible. You are always right. Where you have an engagement with the High Commission, you are always right because you are the customer. We are always wrong. We don't have any problem. And we just hope and pray that you will assist us, correct ourselves, so that we are able to meet your expectations. The High Commission is always open. We are there for you. And through the media, particularly the Ghanaian media in the United Kingdom, we hope that together we can work and satisfy the expectations of our people. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, HC, for that elaborate speech. So we've heard from the High Commissioner. He touched on almost all the things and the services that we render here at the Ghana High Commission, from passports, visas, pensioners, almost everything. At this juncture, I'm going to ask the media to come up with your suggestions, your questions, if you have any. Who's going to have the first take? Daniel, kindly mention your name and the media organization you represent, please.
Thank you. My name is Daniel Batson
Excellency. Well, one of the key concerns that have been picked up by our engagement with the public and the responses that we get from radio programs has been the price of our passports. And just this week, I'm aware that the Ministry of Foreign Affairs has, issued a statement that a cap, that is in Ghana, that a cap on how much Ghanaians back home spend to apply a passport, which is 300 Ghana cedis. Now, my question is, comparing our price to other African countries, which ours is significantly higher, is there anything that is being considered to make sure that what we pay here as Ghanaians living in the UK is more or less commensurate? If it cannot be the same because of the obviously the administrative charges and the processes you go through, but can there be some sort of consideration with regards to the price? That is my first question. Quickly, the second one is, what's the registration process for students who arrive in the UK to study? You mentioned that students who come in to study can register with the mission. And finally, with regards to some of the benefits that the mission provides, if a Ghanaian naturalizes as a British, are they still entitled to some of these benefits that are provided by the mission? Thank you.
Thank you very much. If you can hand the mic to, if anybody has a question, I've been asking.
Thank you very much. My name is Abuna Skempe, and I'm from Skempe Afro TV. My first question is, how can the Ghanaians in the diaspora register with a Ghana card? That's my first question. And my second question is it true that the High Commissioner will not be able to have records of all Ghanaians in the UK? And what is the Commission doing to bring all the Ghanaians together? And lastly, my question is concerned about the gentleman who passed away recently at the Heathrow Airport. It's a bigger concern in our Ghanaian community. When we Ghanaians in United Kingdom, we want to know our stand. If you are here in United Kingdom, what are the benefits you get from the Ghanaian Commission? For instance, when His Excellency was giving the reports, it was mentioned about if someone passed away, the community leaders, or if someone have a problem, the community leaders come together, we raise concern about that. But what about if you just enter into United Kingdom as a Bernard, the gentleman who just entered United Kingdom on arrival? Very pretty, very sad story. He don't know anybody here, and he have a partner who came here, Prince corrected. She's not a nurse, she's just a mere carer, and we just came to United Kingdom for 2 weeks, and a dependent followed her. On his arrival, the gentleman passed away. They don't know anybody in the United Kingdom. So how can the elders in the community or people in the community as a Ghanaians as one body cater for it? So we don't know, as a citizen of Ghana, we just want to know if this case happens, we don't know anybody here, how come or what is the High Commission doing of this kind of issue? Because it seems that we are not secure as a Ghanaian citizens. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Well, thank you. I'll start from the price of passports. When I first came here as High Commissioner in June 2017, it was one of the matters that brought to my attention, and I dare say that I worked on it, and the price was reduced. So as for getting it downwards, I don't know. I don't know whether I can give you any assurance. I'm just praying that in the current economic circumstances, the budget for next year, in which you have fees and resolution, fees and other levies. Passports, the price of passports are not increased. But I can tell you that the price as of 2017 is more than presently. So it's not as if government was not sensitive. Well, you make comparison to other African countries. You know, I don't know about acquisition of passports of other countries in the United Kingdom. I know for some countries, if you are a citizen, you can't obtain a passport in the United Kingdom. You have to get it back in your country. However, in Ghana, in the United Kingdom, we give passports. And I've given you the numbers, so it's quite significant. So I believe for those whose passports, the cost is less. It may be that it will be akin to the cost you get when you do it in Ghana, which you say is how much? 300 Ghana cedis. In pounds, how much is it?
20 pounds.
Okay, so that's it. Then registration of students. Yes, I mean, I've given the portal. We are going to see whether we can have another section for students. However, we have Ghanaian students' unions in various parts of the country. And we ask the students there to register through them. Unfortunately, registration is difficult for Ghanaians. I don't understand it. You may be able to explain it to me. Ghanaians are very reluctant to be officially identified. I don't know why. But a naturalized Ghanaian is a Ghanaian naturalized as a UK citizen is still a Ghanaian. We can help, except that when you have problems with the establishment, you can't claim to be a foreigner. All right? For instance, if you've naturalized as a UK citizen and you become a diplomat of Ghana, you have to forgo some of your benefits as a citizen. So that's how, but we are never going to tell anyone that you'll be naturalized as a UK citizen. So if there's something that we can do, cannot do. Right, Ghana card. I mean, if you are here, you cannot get a Ghana card. As I've said, we've been trying, the National Identification Authority has assured us that it's going to register Ghanaians living outside Ghana. And the first group will be the United Kingdom. But they want to complete the registration in Ghana before they start the process. A couple of months ago, they asked for the cost of training people, etc., etc., even to engage the media and explain to them. We gave it to them back home. If not, they told me that they are limited by resources. That's why in my address I said we are hoping that they will get the resources. But having regard to the time of the year, with the budget cycle ending, probably it's only during the early part of next year that they may get the resources. So it's something that we are working on it. And two, records of Ghanaians in the UK. Difficult. Madam, I'm asking, you'll be here for a while. Yes, you are a media influencer too. Is that what they call it? Yes. But as I've said, you go to the Ghana homepage, there's a place to register. Presently, I think we have only about 200 names on that register. I attend events, and I urge Ghanaians to register, even with their churches, with their associations. Unfortunately, I don't know. I'm sure you will be able to explain to me off record why many Ghanaians don't want to be officially identified with the High Commission. Yes, as to benefits, it is true. No, the High Commission is returned for every Ghanaian. The High Commission is responsible for every Ghanaian. When a Ghanaian is in crisis critical, we help. We don't always publicize it. There have been occasions where we've purchased tickets for Ghanaians to go back home. And there have been occasions where unofficially, through the UK authorities, we've gotten tickets for Ghanaians. I don't know, when somebody dies, here, said somebody killed a carer, not a nurse. 2 weeks. And you said that the dependent came. If you are bringing someone as dependent, supposedly, it means that you are capable of looking after the person. Is that not the same? Yes.
Please, because they are holding a skilled worker visa.
Yes.
It doesn't matter if you are capable to look after your dependent because you are coming to work.
Yes. And
your dependent is coming to work as well. So the two of them, for instance, if I'm bringing my spouse here because I'm holding a dual citizen, I'm a British and a Ghanaian as well, I am capable to look after my spouse because I have to work to earn 18,600. But someone who is just coming to enter, the company is taking on maintenance, meaning that the company is going to be responsible to the skilled worker visa. But the dependent, like your spouse, two of you, not that you are coming to enter United Kingdom to work.
Yes.
So the nurse or the carer, yes, of course, she is the one that is supposed to look after the husband or the two of them. But they just came, they are not even started working.
Yes. Yes, that is true. And according to my information, said they wanted to repatriate the person to Ghana.
Yes.
Yes. If the person were to be buried here, would it be a problem?
To the Ghana High Commissioner?
No, I'm asking to the person himself. If the person's family says that the person should get, if the family demands the family will have to pay for the cost of the repatriation. It's not as if a Ghanaian is indigent. If you are indigent, the High Commission will seek permission from Accra, authorization, alright, to spend on your funeral because you are indigent, you don't have relatives. No one is claiming responsibility for you. Alright? Yes. In this case, I'm sure that the fees that the person will have to pay, permit, etc., from the mission, I'm sure will give you gratis. It's not significant, but there's a limit to what we can do. That's why we ask for guarantors. For instance, the person who died, well, I'm going to ask my officers to get their passport and then see if they can identify the guarantors of the passport. We get in touch with them, bring it to their attention, and then they will also see how they can raise funds. I this is a specific example, and I know that even when the High Commission's representative was at is it a memorial service, he was asked some questions and so forth. We'll discuss it, but it's an important matter. All that I want to assure you is that our High Commission is not insensitive, but the High Commission is also accountable. High Commission is also accountable. If you are not authorized to spend on something, you cannot do it. Right? During COVID, when Ghanaians had to be repatriated, it was a decision that was taken in the capital. We brought together people, etc., and government spent money on it. In a few cases, individual cases, they require special attention. When special attention is required, we ought to get special permission. I'm telling you that it's not everything I do, but there are a few occasions. Last or 2 years ago, there was someone who was blind who came here, and I don't know what happened. He said he was stranded. We were compelled to seek authorization from Accra and purchase a ticket for the person to go back. You know, I don't want to engage in a debate with you on this matter. I've said that just wait after the others have finished answering the question. Yes. You know, look, even in Ghana, when you are a British citizen and you have a legal problem, you go to the mission. The mission will direct you to its website, give you a list of lawyers, recommended lawyers that you can access. You know, we facilitate. It's not everything that we can take responsibility for. That is the truth. But we try our best within our limited resources to assist. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Right. But please let's discuss it further.
Shall we take our next round of questions, please? Mr. Otto, your name and your media organization, please.
Thank you very much, AG, for inviting us this afternoon. My name is Kwesi Obong. I wear two hats, Pets Africa Radio and Ligi TV. This is, I think, a complaint somebody wrote to the High Commission but still hasn't got an answer concerning the visa application she made on the 10th or the 5th of 2023. Papa, you forgot to introduce the passport officer to us as you introduced the other officers. Yeah. So the problem she had was she made her visa application and then the return of the passport and the visa, she noticed that the date in which she was to leave Ghana was the date she's been given to travel out of UK. So she phoned and went to the office, but the office said in high Archway, they said they couldn't do anything about it, but she should go back to, she should go to Premium Tower Hamlet to go and do a fresh application. I mean, this is very nice, not nice at all. To pay twice for the same application, why can't the officer validate just the visa? and she has to go through to fill new application and pay again. So that is her complaint, and she wants at least a refund.
Let's see. I'll let her answer. No, I'm sure she knows of it.
Very good.
But okay, I'll let her answer. She's sitting in front of me.
Thank you very much. That's the first one. And then the second one is, we have heard about ROPA. We've been told several times that Parliament has agreed, this office has agreed, that office has agreed, but EC has agreed, but EC, we don't know what the problem is. So, are we going to vote in 2024? That's my simple question. Thank you for now.
Can you pass the microphone?
Thank you very much. Nelson from NFM Radio and Television. Your Excellency, and you're rather very eloquent and should I say remarks. You've just told us that the reasons for sometimes not being able to attend to functions. Some of us thought maybe it was to do with schedule. Americans say schedule, we say schedule all the time. But you just told us that no, it is rather due to some sort of what do I say, tradition, our tradition, or is this a tradition? Some financial requirements that has to be examined. For some donations have to be made, and for that reason, sometimes it is difficult or makes it. Well, that is what I gathered from your opening remarks. Right. My suggestion is this: that, or now I have two questions, but my suggestion is that either the High Commission would look for what we call that sort of protocol funding in your budget, yearly budget, to cater for these things. Since you said it is our tradition, our culture, it is accepted. So, and you put a cap on it, maybe £50 anywhere you go, it is capped, fine. If that is impossible, then equally, you can respond or reply to any request with a disclaimer how you are going to formulate the English or grammar, but a polite disclaimer that nothing, there will be no donation coming from persons from the embassy or from the High Commission, something like that. How are you going to form it? The reason I'm saying this is that your presence, believe me, the other time, about a month ago, a lady said something they were organizing themselves. The High Commission, and one woman just returned, they will talk about, they will come. They will find any excuse. Obviously, they said they will find any excuse. Now we know that it's not just any excuse, but the fact that, of course, I totally understand. You can't be going anywhere, man. Sometimes can't be going anywhere, additional hundreds notes here and there. No. So, please put that one somewhere and see if you can budget for it. If not, a disclaimer to everybody, but your presence is very important at functions. People need, especially the High Commissioner. Not we are unprivileged, we are all privileged to meet High Commissioner. Not everybody gets that chance. In fact, I'm not flattered. Secondly, talking about how to govern or not to govern our countries. The biggest elephant, the biggest current issue in the west coast of Africa, we all know. Between Niger, ECOWAS, and now AU. Now, the overwhelming acknowledgement from most West Africans, thank you, most West Africans, Ghanaians and others elsewhere, is that we simply do not need a war. So now that some of the leaderships in West Africa contemplating going to war against Niger mean, it will not be happening with the blessing of the masses. And this is another suggestion. Let the authorities know that many people, non-Africans, everyone is asking, what is this all about? And that doesn't mean someone is in favor of, overthrowing government at a gunpoint. We all thought we got past that. So these are the only two things I want you to take along. Thank you, sir.
My name is Gladys Windsor, producer of the Ghana Reviews Conversation on Hotspot UK and writer for Sovereignty.com. My question is, can the High Commission have an agency or organization to take responsibility for the death of any Ghanaian national who does not have family here in the UK to avoid what happened to Bernard?
All right, thank you. Let's answer those things.
So whether we can have an association that takes responsibility for it. No, I'm saying that it is the responsibility of the High Commission to look after the interest and welfare of every Ghanaian. And if a Ghanaian believes he needs assistance and he contacts the High Commission, the High Commission will do its best to assist. That is the general rule. We are Ghanaians. No one can take responsibility for the cause of a person. No. In the UK, if you pass on and you don't have relatives or something, you are buried as an indigent person. It's the same in Ghana. However, I'm saying that the Ghana High Commission takes responsibility. It can assist in certain circumstances. It can even make a monetary contribution. But everything is on a case-by-case basis. Yes.
But it seems that that's not happening to the Bernard issue, the incident that happened.
I don't know this incident that happened. I understand the person says he wants to repatriate the cost to Ghana and needs assistance. Is that it? Is that it?
No.
Yes, let them. You see, we hear all these things. If there's any assistance you need from the High Commission, approach the High Commission. As I said, I got an officer to represent the High Commission at, I think it was a memorial service. Memorial service, because as a High Commission we empathize with families. When some Ghanaian young people died through violence and so forth, we will empathize, we represent it. So we consider it our responsibility. If anyone says you need assistance, you approach us, we will do our best. But as I said, generally, when somebody says he doesn't have any relative or something, we will fall on the person's passport to identify the person. When we get the passport, we ask for the guarantees and we bring it to the attention that such and such a person whose passport application you guaranteed has a problem and needs assistance. As the guarantor, please help. Some people may say that, well, we don't know them, we just no, we know their families. We've had occasion to identify people like that. I can give you many examples, right? Someone who was discharged from hospital and said he didn't have any place to go and came here. So we asked for his permission, we contacted the family, and we got him to Ghana. The family took over. Students on scholarship have had problems. Even officers have accompanied them to Ghana. So it's on a case-by-case basis. But you see, please, sometimes we all believe that the High Commission should be able to help at a time when someone is in need. It's not always that we can help.
If I may ask,
yes,
it can be always.
Because we don't have a bottomless pit of money. We don't have a budget line for all these things. All right. I mean, repatriating someone to Ghana is in thousands of pounds. It's not even £100. You don't have a budget line for that. Sometimes, if the mission has to entertain people, it has to obtain authorization from Accra to spend. It's a system to regulate expenditure. And we don't have money for everything. And having said that, Mr. Mansa Musa, please, I didn't say that we don't attend because of donations. I said the High Commissioner and the Deputy High Commissioner cannot always attend every event. So sometimes you have to ask an officer to represent. However, I've come to realize that sometimes when it involves a fundraising and you involve an officer, since there's no budget line to pay all these things, the officer too in the weekend may not be able to attend. It's not that I discovered it, that it was not open. But I attend almost every event. I will listed the events that we attended. And so forth. You've invited me to one of your programs. I've not been able to honor your invitation as of now. It's not because I'm going to give a donation. It's because my time is limited. So, I didn't say that we don't attend, I don't attend because of the, no. I try as much as possible to attend under every invitation. But it's physically impossible. Alright? So these days, we get goodwill messages. If I'm unable to, yes, a goodwill message. We are trying as much as possible to make our citizens happy. Because we are here because of them. Yes, I mean, why would I be High Commissioner if it's not also primarily because of the wealth of Ghanaians? Right. Then as for ECOWAS and Niger, well, I'm sure the sentiments of the people will be taken into consideration. I mean, we are in democracies and there are processes. All right? I'm sure debates can be raised in parliament, etc., etc. But it's not every decision that you take that everybody will be happy. That's why we are leaders. Nobody wants a war. Yes, we agree. But if it's necessary, why not? There have been occasions ECOWAS has gone into countries, Sierra Leone, Liberia. There was ECOWAS. Can you imagine what would have happened without ECOWAS intervening in Liberia and so forth? So please, no one wants war. No one wants violence. But sometimes, if it becomes necessary, you have to ensure that people respect the law. Why? Second World War, wasn't Hitler just running over countries and so forth? If people have not stood up, would the world be the world it is now? So I agree, the concerns raised are legitimate. Even Ukraine, there's not all the citizens who want to join the army to defend their nation. It's natural. So I'm sure that the leaders will take all these things into consideration. But my understanding, they said that as a last resort. Mr. Masamusa.
Should I say that yes. When you say if it's necessary, yes. Given that once again in the case of Ghana, given our want to hand over the economy to Ireland, we have money. All we have money for war. It sounds. It's not imperative.
Well, okay, all right. I hear you. I hear you. Nobody's planning for war. We are members of ECOWAS. And ECOWAS leaders have decided that they will intervene. And this is not the first time. This is not the first time.
So those times we had money.
All right. There's a next question. I'll give it to this is a specific question.
Hi. I didn't get the specifics of the complaint, so I will answer the question as generally as I possibly can, because we need to look at the person's application details to figure out exactly what the complaint is. But generally, it sounds like the person applied through the premium center, the access premium center, because if they are told to go back to the premium center, it means the application came from the premium center. The Highgate passports and immigration, people only come in via appointments, scheduled appointments. So if you don't have an appointment and you're a premium applicant, then we will always advise you, regardless of the situation, because of the agreement we have with the premium center, to go to the premium center to register your consent, and we have a way where those consents are then transferred to the Highgate center. So that's the first one. Then the second issue, I think, were dates. I think you said that the dates the person was supposed to leave Ghana, or the person was supposed to go to Ghana. I wasn't.
The person was supposed to go to Ghana. Mm-hmm. The date she was to return was the date the visa was.
Okay, so since last year we moved onto an electronic visa system, and I think we've had a lot of community engagements to talk to people about what that means. So one of the main things and the difference with that compared to the manual system that we had is that you, the applicant, actually input your date of travel in the system. So it's not the officers who give you a date. You, the applicant, actually do that. And the visa is given to you based on the dates that you put in the system. And the visa is an entry visa. People sometimes mistake it for a visa of duration of stay in Ghana. So we give you a visa where, so if for instance we say your visa is for 3 months, you have to enter Ghana by the deadline. It doesn't mean that you have to stay in Ghana by that. Because once you get to Ghana, Ghana Immigration Services will take over and let you know how long you are allowed to stay in the country. So it sounds to me, once again, I may have to go back with the application details to figure out exactly what happened with this specific application. But it sounds to me that the person puts maybe a wrong date of travel in the system.
I've seen it, and you say the person specified a date of travel. Unfortunately, the visa is given, I know, to the date that he's rather returning back. I mean, returning to.
We don't ask for instance,
the fellow is leaving tomorrow is 25th.
Yes.
Leaving 25th, right? To Ghana. And coming, let's say, 1st of September. Right. The visa is actually given 1st of September. Instead of giving from, let's say, yesterday.
So what I'm saying, what I'm explaining is that it could be an error. Because because what I'm explaining is that we don't even ask for your return date. Right? So we wouldn't even know. So it's not like we can confuse your departure and return. So we ask you for your departure date. Yes.
There's clearly a confusion there. I mean,
yes, so that's what I'm saying. So what I'm saying is that, so a lot of times, people, I'm going to tell you one thing that we have noticed, is that people in anticipation to get an earlier appointment date will put the wrong date, will just create a date just so they can get an appointment, not their actual date, but the system will go with the dates that you have put in for the visa issuance.
Copies of the tickets and everything. You see, in general, yes, you might be right, but you see, so
this matter, I don't know, now that we've heard of it, why don't you let the person come and see the officer? All right. Is the person a Ghanaian? And he's applying for a visa to go to Ghana. The person doesn't have a passport, a Ghanaian passport. You see, this is the problem I have. I mean, this is a problem. Someone complained to me that he's a Ghanaian. He's going to Ghana. They were asking for a letter of invitation. I'm sure. You're a Ghanaian, you are going to Ghana. Yes. I said, so, but why? I wanted a visa. Why did you need a visa? Because I'm using a British passport. Oh, then you are British. But you're entitled to a Ghanaian passport. So I'm encouraging Ghanaians who have passports of other countries to apply for Ghana passports. You are going to Ghana, you use your Ghana passport. You are returning, you use your whatever passport. Right. But Mr. Musa, I need to know your name. But Mr. Musa, I know you're king of Mali or something. But this way you call yourself Mr. Musa and so forth. So it's good. You have to get to your not now. I mean, later. Europa, yes. Electoral Commission is an independent constitutional body. I was in Parliament when we enacted Europa. Some Ghanaians have taken the matter to court. The court has ordered. But it's also a political matter. It's a political matter. And I think the EC wants a consensus among the political parties for Ghanaians resident outside to vote. It's not novel. I mean, a lot of the French countries, they do it. But some parties say that they don't agree. Unless, what I've heard is that unless every Ghanaian everywhere can have the opportunity to vote, which is impossible. Pardon? I'm not prepared to name it, but, so it's up to the EC. No government can compel the EC to do it.
Welcome to the world of learning.
What has to be done has been done. The law has been enacted. The judiciary has pronounced on it. The implementation is for the EC. I believe very much that Ghanaians resident outside should vote. I was a champion of that. I initiated it when I was Attorney General. So it's not as if, but you try to build a consensus. When you can't get a consensus, you have a problem. I think that's it.
Well, so we'll take our next round. Probably time is running out. I'll take the gentleman in the glasses and then I'll come to you.
My name is Nana Osei Esibe from Voice of London Radio and ABL Television. My question is about the Ghana card. Nowadays, everything in Ghana, you have to use a Ghana card. When you are posting something, not everything you want to do, you have to use a Ghana card. I quite remember last year, in the same press briefing, the Deputy Foreign Minister was here, and he assured us that by the end of last year, everything will be it will be settled. And we've been waiting a while. When you want to get a voters card, have to use Ghana card. Everything is Ghana card. Today, I wondered when your Excellency also said it's not in the pipeline. When will it exactly come out from that pipeline? Because a lot of people need that Ghana card. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Thank you, His Excellency, for this mobile meeting with the press. And also thank you so much for the team that has been supporting your work. Today I'm not going to make much complaints as face the country we normally do, because we want the best for our dear nation. With the Ghana card, I had an experience when I took some of my business friends to Ghana. They wanted SIM card, and they needed a Ghana card before they would get a SIM card. And it was very, very frustrating. So I think that the Ghana card, we have to look into it. In Ghana, before you become an MP, there are some qualifications and eligibilities. You have to be a Ghanaian, fully Ghanaian citizen. My question here is, considering the Ademusa issue, the Jachi issue, which is still ongoing in court, and also bearing in mind Ghanaians that lives in abroad, our contribution to Ghana. Last year alone, I think that we contributed about $4 billion United States dollar to the economy. If we want Ghanaian football players, some of us that we know, most of our guys that play for Ghana Blasters are dual citizens. And yet we call them and then we ask them to come and support and help. Because of this case with Jachi Kwesi and Ademusa, most of our friends who are dual citizens in Ghana and who have the expertise and they want to go and contribute through serving through the parliamentary are afraid to go, because if they go, they win, and then they have to fortify their British citizenship. Sometimes it becomes an issue. Being a good statesman in the legislature yourself, what are you going to do to help Ghanaians that have dual citizenship? You know, at least if we can also be allowed, just like the Ghana Black football players, so that at least we can also go in and then contribute our quota. Also to El Commodore, the question was asked already, and I know that His Excellency answered about going to war. Your experience as an army officer, having a background as a military officer as well, and also to the treasury. You know, His Excellency made mention about people acquiring passport. It means that there's a lot of money. And if there's a lot of money, we have to also, you know, feel some of the team where people get problems. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. I'm asking once again. God bless you. Please, does the commissioner knows that whenever a police, or let me start with this, does the commissioner knows that whenever a Ghanaian encounter the police, they ask to contact Ghana High Commissioner or not? Do they receive such inquiries, and what happens? The next question is, what are the rules and duties of the Ghana High Commissioner in the UK? Because I am still on the Bernard issues. But as His Excellency was saying, that we will talk later. Yes, of course, we will talk later. Because we want to know more details and what, as a Ghanaian, those that they are here and they are not holding a British passport, because His Excellency referred to, if you are holding a British passport or if you are here, you have to be insurance or maybe life insurance or whatever. So if the person, for instance, don't have the right documents to live in this country, and we have about almost 70% that we are here, that they don't have right to live in this country. How can they have life insurance? That's my question. Thank you very much.
I think the issue of travel insurance, you did mention life insurance.
Travel insurance.
Yes, he mentioned travel insurance for those traveling from Ghana to the UK. Okay, so depending on what the travel insurance covers, it may take care of some issues that, okay, when actually the person dies, the insurance is able to help in repatriating the body back to Ghana. But there was no mention of life insurance for those here that do not have the right paperwork to be here.
Thank you for correcting me.
So then you also mentioned the rules and duties. I'll ask the High Commissioner to tell you.
You hold on for me, please. I want you to answer some questions for me. Okay, thank you for the insurance. Okay, what about if the person is coming from Ghana and the person don't have life cover or life insurance? All Ghanaians in the United Kingdom, we were expecting Daniel's, the guy who just passed away, the person that the wife spoke to, because what I heard is the one that I'm standing on, basing on to narrate my story, because the person that the wife spoke to said that, yes, we don't have budget for that. Okay, that's good. We know that every Ghanaians cannot come in and say that we are having issues, help us. But if you don't have budget, at least, as a whole body, you represent, Ghana Commissioners represent the president of Ghana. So we were expecting that for them to direct the lady to Archbishop Frimpong Manson, what did they put in funds? Okay, we don't have any budget to cater for that. But as a whole body, we represent you Ghanaians in this country. We are donating maybe this or this or this. Then we Ghanaians as a citizens, we will follow. But if we direct the person straight away that we don't have any budget for that, please let me bring this in. I am so proud to be a Ghanaian. I understand. And now Ghanaian, we are a celebrity country because of our brothers, our fathers who traveled 10,000 kilometers to United Kingdom. Okay, when they arrive in United Kingdom, I saw it that there is a warm welcome, a party or a lunch for that. Did they have a budget for that? That's my question. Thank you very much.
Thank you. I'm not speaking. For instance, we come here with the drinking water. Yes, precisely. I mean, it's not everything, but we go. Wanderlust. It was not a part. Tomorrow, Amati Dede says he wants to pay a taxi call on the Ghana High Commission. He comes, we got some water, fruit juice. Okay, what is it? But you see, so really, look, it's not everything that is money. But you've been talking, you end up contribute. It's not everything that is money. I believe that, look, empathy is also very important. And Archbishop Frimpong Manson, he organizes what functions, for instance, said, oh, Ghanaians who died of COVID, he invited the High Commission. The High Commission was there. We see him as a community leader. All right? And so, and I know as a fact that the Archbishop, I call him community Archbishop because his ministry is not confined to a chapel or a congregation, it's a community leader. And I know that he has networked with funeral homes, etc., etc. Nobody nobody expects Archbishop from Kumasi to use his money. I don't know whether he charges for the assistance that he gives to the community. No. So if an officer says, oh, you know, if you want to deal with your repatriation, etc., at least that's what the brief I received, that Archbishop from Kumasi is someone who has a network for this. He may be able to assist. So we'll let you know, contact him. I don't know whether Archbishop takes money from anybody. No, yes. So what is wrong with the High Commission saying, suggesting that, oh, see this community lead? And I've said that even at one time, when someone who was going to court called the mission and said he was not sure that he was going to be treated fairly or be discriminated against, we called the head of the Ghana Union in Manchester to accompany him. We gave him 24 hours notice, and I'm happy that he went, and the person came out satisfied. Of course, we didn't give the chairman transport. But this, you know, please, as I've said, the High Commission is there to help. We'll do everything we can. But if you don't get financial assistance from the High Commission, please don't think that it's because the High Commission is not sensitive to your needs. It's just that the High Commission is not in a position to meet the financial needs of every Ghanaian. That's all. And that's a general statement I'm making. But at this campaign, you end up every time with this one, yes, with the money. That's what you said. You didn't put any money ahead. And you see, I've said that we are here to help. If we can have money, you said, oh, wonder that they came or big, like where do you get the money? No, please. It's not everything that is money. I believe that. It's part of the efforts with which the Ghanaian, the staff of the High Commission work. Please, so if there are individual cases, this is an individual case. If there's help that can be given, why not? We'll do it. Then
duties.
Pardon?
What are the duties of the High Commission?
Duties are the role of the High Commission. I'm a representative of Ghana. And its relations with the United Kingdom and its relation with Ghanaians resident here. That is it, in sum. And I told you we have various divisions. We have passport and immigration. That's all. It's all part of it. If you have a specific question about specific, and you ask me whether police, look, when any Ghanaian is in trouble and says he wants a representative of the High Commission and the police brings it to our attention, we attend to them. There have been cases, there have a lot of custody cases where children are being taken over to foster homes. They notify us. It's not even the relatives who notify us. They notify us and we appear in court. Right? To see how the proceedings go in the interest of the child. So if there's a specific question, and I'll tell something. Yes, when Ghanaians are imprisoned and they request to see their representative, you go there. Officers go there. So if you have a specific question, I'm prepared to answer. But if you ask me, yes, generally, I'm a representative of Ghana. All of us here, we are representatives of Ghana. It's not me, I'm just one person, I'm the head. All the officers here, the Minister, Councillor, Treasury, is a representative of Ghana. We are all here for you.
Thank you very much. Now, all the Ghanaians, we know that you are representative of Ghanaians because we.
I haven't finished even answering the question. Please, so you sit down. You sit down. Yes, and dual citizen. Yes, I believe that we must further amend our constitution so that anyone who is a Ghanaian, even if he owes allegiance to another country, that's what the constitution says, can hold the office of president. All right? But it's a matter for Parliament to decide. And I'll tell you a joke. I used to be a member of Parliament. And then somebody came and said, there was going to be an election, primary election. Then they called them bogus. Somebody came from abroad and he wanted, somebody said we shouldn't allow those Ghanaians resident outside this country, outside Ghana, to contest. Because when they come, they have a lot of money, they influence people, the level playing is not level. They come, they take their girlfriends. Now even the small position they are chopping, they also want to come and chop. They are greedy. They should suffer with us. We have nowhere to go. They have somewhere to go. I mean, so these are sentiments that I express. All right. So yes, but I believe I believe that there shouldn't be any restriction. I believe that there shouldn't be any restriction. And then for this, well, for the private members, those who get anywhere. And national Ghana card. It's not, it's the National Identification Authority. It says it doesn't have the resources now. So they can't do it. I can't tell you when. They are always asking us questions, so wherever. But I know that in principle, so come when I cannot say. Madam, I'm asking, did I answer your question?
Yes, sir. You asked all my questions, but
wait, I'll give it to the moderator.
You asked me that you
Maybe she's not. Abuna, your last question for the day, please.
It's not a question, but I asked that. Yeah, thank you very much. I asked that the duties of Ghana High Commissioner, and he said that all of the body you represent Ghanaians here. Because we thought it's only passports that you come here to issue for us, and travel documents and attestation. Because now that we have, it has come to know to us that you represent all the Ghanaians, then that we will engage with that. You need to, because you have to do more. The Ghanaians want to see more and more and more. And lastly, the offices. And when His Excellency talking, he referred to the offices. Even I talked to the police, he referred to the offices. Please, the passport office. That's our biggest challenge that Ghanaians in the United Kingdom we are facing. Delayance, how they talk to us. I am not experiencing that before, honestly speaking, but we get a lot of complaints. How they talk. When His Excellency was talking, he said that customers are always right, so they accepted. When he was coming to talk about Bernard incident, for that matter, I couldn't have to go in more because I have a notebook I have written here. Because I am the one that I'm raising 14,500 to to take that gentleman back home. So I have a lot to talk about it. But because he accepted that they are the one that they are selling us, so they are accepting the blames, then the people that the officers that they are in there have to respect us as well. When we went there, or when we go there, they have to respect us. On the phone as well, you will call 24/7, no response. Thank you very much.
Comment on this very issue. If I can very clear. That's what I want to say. Mike. Can you put my voice right. All what I want to say is that when it comes to Mansamusa hitting official, I hit very hard. On this occasion, I have to say is that, look, I've gone through so many embassies and high commissioners and ambassadors. I will have this high commissioner, I would say that the last time I encountered a high commissioner that professional, that's good enough, was in Moscow in the 90s when I was a student there. I have to address the high commissioner's story, is not here. The guy is really a proper person. I mean, diplomacy, as they say sometimes, born with. This high commissioner, the work and maybe personal, they make mistakes here and there, but this high commissioner, I tell you what I can say, is super. He's super.
Please put your hands together for the high commission. You did say that before this conference you didn't know some of the things we do, but today you heard some of the things. Pensioners, if it hadn't been for the treasury officer, how are we going to reach 140? Was it 140 or 118? 118 pensioners, people who had worked in Ghana but are now living here. Because of the wonderful work that the treasury team is doing, they are going to receive their pension. So that's one of the things we do here. We don't only issue passports, even though it forms a huge chunk of the work that we do here. We do pensions as well. I mean, the Deputy Defense Advisor was introduced to you. I mean, they also do a lot of work. The welfare team, they are doing a lot of work. Okay, so that is the essence of this engagement, for you to know some of the things we do. And as I indicated earlier, I think it's the third in the series, the High Commissioner will be engaging more. So that as Master Musa said, he will continue to receive a lot of applause from you. Well, so I think we're going to take our very last question and then we'll call it a day, please. Thank you.
With all this, we've seen, when we came here just now, we've seen what the High Commission you people are doing, which we didn't know. So in this case, I'm asking, can we have a platform where we can have all the duties that you people are doing, the things that you people are doing behind the back, so that we can have it?
It's on our website. You see all the sectional heads and all the sections with their rules and duties. It's all on the website.
Yeah, we know the rules and the duties now. But in case of solving problems and issues and certain things that the High Commissioner has been mentioned, we don't see that on the website when we go there, for them to know that these are the kind of things that they are doing. So if we can have all these things there, then we know that our High Commissioners, they too are doing something for we the citizens here.
I think I can answer that too.
My faith. You see, the High Commissioner mentioned police station visits, and there are certain other visits that you can never put on the website. You can't. For data protection and for the confidentiality that is involved in the work we do. You can't put some of those things on these things. Okay. For example, imagine your brother is in the police station and consular officer visits, and then they come to put it on the website. How would you take that?
You won't put it there. You won't put it there that if you need us, if you need our service like this, don't put it there.
Thank you. Okay, thank you very much. I get you. All right, thank you.
Thank you, Doji. I think this will come within your scope of work because from the engagements I've deduced that it looks like there's a lot of sensitization that needs to be done for Ghanaians living here to know exactly the work, the full scope of work that the High Commission does, and also for us to be educated on some of the things. Our lady here in charge of passports was talking about a electronic visa system. I don't have any idea that existed. I didn't even know that you could register as a Ghanaian. There are some of the things that I'm sure there are thousands of people like me who don't know that some of these things, are happening. So what I want to suggest, I mean, all of us, I've heard a number of radio stations, TV stations, Ghanaian platforms. Can there be like a drive? Maybe let's take maybe 3 months, 6 months, and run some sort of campaign to sensitize Ghanaians that these things are available for us to take advantage of. I mean, they come with some budgets, but I mean, for those of us within the media, I'm sure my colleagues here would try and make our platforms available and make this happen. But for our employers and the owners, I'm sure they will ask for some coins. So let's take that into consideration. Thank you.
Right. Let me just, yes. My name is Joe Kobina. I'm the director for Omega Live TV and Omega House Group. What I've realized about the High Commission, one, sensitization, and two, they're not getting to the businesses a lot, because I've been running business on my own for the past 17 years, and I don't think anybody has come in to help me. No help. That is somehow, I'll say, not the best. So I will entreat the Honorable High Commissioner just to make sure that as much as you are dealing with the societal problems, don't forget the businessmen and the women over here in London, because we matter a lot. Thank you.
So thank you very much. Oh yes, our head of consular Robin.
I'd just like to mention that I'm aware that over the years, the High Commission has been engaged in town hall meetings. As the High Commissioner already mentioned, several visits have been ongoing already this year, and we continue to plan that we'll do the same throughout the year. So the more people attend, the more Ghanaians attend these town hall meetings when they are put out there, the more the sensitization will go across. So I think we should also encourage those Ghanaians who attend these town hall meetings to also spread the word when they hear that. And then with regards to the business meeting with the business that you were talking about, the business outreach, I believe the High Commissioner also mentioned that he's starting a series called the Breakfast Meetings, which should address some of these issues. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Excuse me, please, if I can talk on that. What usually happens is when these things are made, they are made on the level that it oversees some of us as true Ghanaians who has been working under the radar. Because when you do it at that higher level, there are some of us who here whose maybe our whatever is not big enough, but then we matter so much in the society and we make a lot of implications in society when it comes to business. So maybe what I'll suggest is that there are a lot of them. If you come to Westbury Road, if you go to other, Dalton, all that, blah, 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 when you speak to them, and I remember the last time the other business, the minister, what's his name? I mean, Yofi, if I can remember his name. Yofi Grant, yeah. He made a trip to West Green Road, and he came to one of my shops in West Green Road, and he spoke to me about what the High Commission is trying to do in order to be able to help out the businesses. But then, that was one trip, and that was the end of it.
Okay. I think thank you so much for your contribution. One thing I'd like to say is we're all here at the calling of the High Commission, right? And these are issues that are now being brought out. As you can tell, it's a media session, and I believe this is being streamed, right? The fact that you yourself are here, and you were saying that before you were not, or businesses in your category were not being represented, means that now you have become an advocate. This session has become advocacy for the breakfast meetings, among others that are going to be engaged in by the High Commission. So we started. Okay, so let's take this as a positive step, and as we go forward, we'll improve upon it. My name is Chris Kwame.
Thank you.
And let me also say very quickly that in May 2019, the High Commissioner visited about 45 different Ghanaian businesses, all the way from Peckham to Dalston
and it ended at Bongo Bar. On West Green Road, one of the Ghanaian businesses we visited was Uncle John's Bakery. I mean, that's not too far from your office.
Next door.
You are aware of that visit?
Well,
Are you aware or not?
I am not aware.
Thank you very much. 45 Ghanaian-owned businesses. After that, we did a report that was sent to Accra.
Because he didn't come to my shop.
But you see, our older people say that. So we'll visit you. We'll visit you. Okay, we'll visit you. If you like, go on Google and Google High Commissioner's visit to Ghanaian businesses. It will come up about 10 different media houses carrying that story. Okay. But let me indicate that, you see, our older people say that it is not everybody who will be outside doing it way.
I understand.
We are continuing and we will continue.
1 second, 1 second.
Go ahead.
I am number 74. Uncle John is 76.
We will come to your place.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Colleagues from the media, thank you so very much for coming, and that is all time is going to permit us for today. Abena, I think you've had enough.
So, what are you cutting us? I'm supporting, I'm seconding what my brother saying. Even me, Abena speaking, I'm the director of TV, and I'm doing a lot. So I'm asking, that's my last question. I'm pleading and I'm asking that, His Excellency, what are you doing to support me as well? Because if someone is coming from Ghana, they will write my number to the person. When you go, you have any challenges, call at the list and give them.
Yes, what are your expectations? What are your expectations? Yes, what are your expectations of the High Commission? For speaking.
Put me on the payroll to another level. For another level, because I do a lot. If someone has starved in some place, if someone has died in somewhere, if a Ghanaian is having some problem, they will go and test him. But I'm not a high commissioner, I'm not officer. So now I'm going to be a position officer.
You know, look, we cannot do without the community. I believe so much in the value of the community and its leaders. So I appreciate the excellent work that you are doing. You have the full support of the High Commission, right? When we have events and we're inviting Ghanaians, now we'll put your name on the list. Yes. But you see, so it's all boils down to example. I'm not skipping. Everything that you say to boil down to that thing. We'll do our best. We'll do our best. Don't worry. Thank you very much.
All right. So now that Abena has asked a question, a very final question, I think we can draw the curtain on today's program. Thank you so very much, colleagues, for coming. As usual, this should be the end. I mean, you've all been doing very well. Yesterday, I was on Dr. Ren's drive show on Rainbow Radio. Very informative. I mean, I'm always here. Give me a shout. I'll come. Daniel has invited me to on the breakfast show on Rainbow a couple of times. I'm ready to appear on the show to give our thoughts on things that are happening. But thank you very much for coming. And then I'd like to meet all you media people after the program, so just don't run off yet. But once again, thank you very much on behalf of the High Commissioner and staff of the mission. We appreciate your coming. God bless you and have a good one.
Yes.